what I'd like to do is put that back up.
Ours fell first.
No, that's not a sign or anything, I promise. I'll just wait. How about that weather? A little bit of history. I don't know if anybody, while we're talking, I moved up to Rochester from Atlanta, Georgia. One of the 8 original employees with the company. So obviously, my wife is actually up here with us, and I brought a team of managers from Atlanta with me to help build the center. So we're planning on growing this and work with Rochester for a long time. So we're really excited about it. What I'm going to do now is turn the floor over to Chris Williams, who's the president of the company and a Western New York native. So, Chris.
Darren obviously already told you he's been with the company since we opened. He refers to himself as employee number 3, which is saying a lot now that we have roughly 300 employees. What makes Darren special, just so you guys know, because I'm leaving to go back to Florida, but he's staying. He doesn't look at this job. He doesn't look at this like a job. He looks at it like a responsibility. Okay, responsibility to his customers, responsibility to his employees, and a responsibility to the company. You are in very good hands in Rochester with Darren. Okay, he cares about this company. He cares about the people. It's the reason that we're willing to put him out here on an island by himself to grow this center to 100 people. The first thing I want to talk about is I want to let you guys know a little bit about who we are and a little bit about where we're going, because we are a new company in this area. We've been lending in this region, but not in New York State, and not until now. Okay, so we are a company that's pretty much obsessed with improvement and progress. Okay, our executive staff pretty much operates on alert or almost under panic most of the time. It's by design, of course, because we don't want anyone to get too comfortable with success, and we want to make sure that we're always moving forward. So the panic is actually by design. Do you ever feel any of that?
None. None, especially right now.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so this is a good example. We are a financial services corporation. We recently launched our insurance, retirement, tax services departments. We always wanted to be a financial services company. Our core business has always been mortgage. We finally got to the point where we were ready to go in the other directions as well. One of the things that we're hoping is that as that part of the business grows, it'll give us an opportunity to actually bring more jobs to Rochester in that capacity, as well as just in the mortgage side. The goal for us is to, obviously we're opening this center today. Our goal is to open 2 more centers this year. And in 2012, we're slated to open 3 additional centers. That'll actually get us from East Coast to West Coast. The other thing that's exciting on top of what we're doing in our subsidiaries and on the mortgage side, we're actually approved now as a servicer seller with Freddie Mac, and we're pending approvals from Fannie Mae and Ginnie Mae. So we're going to be able to expand our mortgage platform and continue to expand west. The goal is to be in 37 states by the end of this quarter, including Hawaii, but we don't actually call Hawaii because of the time zone difference. We hope that we can create anywhere from 50 to 100 jobs here in the local market. We have hired 7, which we're really excited about. We have 7 more on deck. Yes, they started today. We have 7 more on deck, which would take us to 14 in Rochester very quickly. Our goal is 50 within the first 90 days. This floor is 11,000 and some change square footage. Our goal is to occupy every inch of the space and push up towards about 100 employees here in Rochester, and that's just on the mortgage side. Okay. One of the questions that comes up all the time is why Rochester? Okay, which it's a fair question, especially when people in Florida are asking me why Rochester. And people in Atlanta, yeah, they're asking me why Rochester too. Really what it came down to is we were looking at several locations. We needed one spot that we could service the entire Northeast region from. We needed a regional hub where we could reach out to customers, you know, and be more of a local presence. We had it narrowed down to 3, Albany, New York, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and Rochester, New York. And I got to cast a really large vote, and I voted for Rochester. The reason that I wanted to come here is because this place, Western New York, Rochester, it's, no matter how long I've been gone or where else I go, this is more like home than any other place I ever go. Every time I get here, it just feels like I just left, okay? I grew up in Attica, New York, stone's throw, 40 miles, it's a long stone's throw. 40 miles from here, that ribbon's having some issues. 40 miles from here, very small town, 1 traffic light. You know, we've got a lot of those around here. Loved growing up in Western New York. The people I thought were genuine, they were humble, they were blue collar. The one thing I remember growing up in this area, my dad used to come home from work from Westinghouse covered in orange powder from iron castings. My mom used to come home from work covered in white powder. She worked at a bakery. So it's like, but every day they came home just, you know, exhausted, hardworking people. That's where I grew up, and a lot of who I am today has a lot to do with where I came from. It's a great market to hire people in. It's a great market to grow a center in. The people are the kind of people that we look for when we're down south. It's kind of an ironic thing. We could be in Atlanta, we could be in Jacksonville, we could be in North Carolina. We're sifting through resumes and we look for keywords like Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse. I mean, we look for things like that because I know the type of people we're going to get when we bring those people in. They're going to be serious, they're going to be disciplined, they're going to work hard, and they're going to want to move up. And a lot of those people that moved down there, they did it for an opportunity to do something they couldn't do here. Bringing the jobs to them just made the most sense, okay? I expect that everyone we interview here will probably be from around here because there isn't a great group of people migrating north from Florida, or usually it works the other way. So, yeah. So I wanted to let you guys know who we are, what we're about. We have tremendous growth plans as a company. The one thing I would tell you, though, is we'll never grow beyond the point of being able to offer excellence to our customers. We're not about growth for growth's sake. We'll grow because we have the people. As it stands right now, I would love to see everyone that we hired in this class develop into a management position and then continue to grow, and then maybe someday if someone wants to move west for an opportunity or south for an opportunity, they'll have that with this company. I have to introduce some people. Give me 1 second. Oh, one other thing that we're excited about is we had a lot of options also as far as where we wanted to put the center. And we like this size city. We like the feel of it. And we like downtown. Okay? Downtown for us, we're in downtown Jacksonville. We're inside the perimeter in Atlanta, not quite downtown. But we like the feel of being downtown. We like the feel of being in the middle of things. And we wanted to be a part of kind of a revitalization down here where companies are moving back in. If we put 100 people on the floor in here, it'll be a larger presence. And then I know that they're expanding across the parking lot. Hopefully, it's something that we can be a part of, and downtown can kind of grow back up and be a place that people want to locate their businesses. I think it's great. I love looking out the windows. I like seeing the buildings. I like seeing where we are. And I think Darren would agree that of all the locations we looked at, this is the one he was really excited about.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Don is down the street.
And you have that. Okay. Which is a huge, huge benefit. Okay, the first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce Monroe County Executive Maggie Brooks.
Well, and Chris, I'm really disappointed that you're not more enthusiastic about your It's really disheartening to us.
Sorry.
Oh, yay. They're
genuflecting.
I know. Let me just say, first of all, welcome to the neighborhood, because the county office building is right down the street, and we're certainly happy to have you here. As you pointed out, it's critical mass that helps define neighborhoods and really brings a neighborhood back to life, and you certainly will contribute to revitalizing this part of the city, and we thank you for that. We also, you pointed out all the reasons that you were attracted to Rochester, and actually you mentioned the things that we like to brag about the most. Highly skilled workforce, certainly a quality of life that's second to none. And you mentioned the spirit of our people, and I think the spirit of our people is amazing. We do have an incredible work ethic here. We have a lot of dedicated people. We have great companies. And you are exactly what we look for in a company, because not only do you represent jobs, but I look around this room, you represent young professionals. You are a young company. You're going to bring youth and energy to our community, and it's something we struggle with. It's hard for us to get our arms around how do we keep young professionals in Rochester. So you are the kind of company that we look for as well. We know you have a choice, and we appreciate the fact that you chose Rochester. It shows confidence in our local economy. Certainly Monroe County is proud to be a partner through our great rebate program. Our small incentive is going to lead to about $3 billion return on investment for our community. I thank Judy Seil, who is our Director of Economic Development and Planning, for her hard work, because Judy's job every day is to say to companies, how can we help you? What can we do to make sure that you are choosing to come to Rochester or stay in Rochester and Monroe County? And I will say, ribbon cuttings are wonderful things, even when the ribbons fall on the ground, because they signify movement forward and momentum in the community. And certainly, it's all about companies and jobs, but it's also all about the people that work at this company, because we talk about the direct economic benefit of the company. What we fail to mention is the indirect benefit of having families and individuals live in our community, be part of our downtown center every single day. You pay taxes, you eat in our restaurants, you buy homes. You really are the spirit of the local economy, so we thank you for that. It's my pleasure today. I have a couple of things for you. First of all, Chris, I want to present you with a proclamation. It talks about the great things about your company, how proud we are to have you here in Rochester and Monroe County. And it proclaims today, January 31st, to be Foundation Financial Group Day in Monroe County. And if you present this to our acting mayor, he will give you a free cup of coffee. Right? How about a free parking spot? But I want to present that to you. Roddy, and wish you well, certainly. We also have a token of our appreciation, and I hope you find a place to display it. And this is made by a local company here in Rochester, and certainly something that we like to present to you, a token of our appreciation. And when you see it every day and your employees see it every day, I hope you'll think of Monroe County and how thrilled we are to have you as part of our community. Welcome.
Thank you. Sorry. Hold it. Sorry.
Thank you very much. I would like to introduce Councilmember Loretta Scott. Say a few words.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks so much for inviting us here today to welcome you. I am so excited about this. I really am, on two fronts. One, 100 jobs.
Yes.
I'm excited about that. But on a more personal note, until a few months ago, all 4 generations of my family lived in Rochester. In July, my granddaughter and 3 grandchildren moved to Raleigh. So I see that you all have offices in Rochester.
Yes,
That's a
we do.
pretty good trade, all things considered. So there is some fairness in the world. But on a serious note, I am so glad that you're here, a part of what we believe is a renaissance on this end of downtown, near the historic Erie Canal District and all the beautiful buildings and the newly developed one right across the parking lot. You are a part of something huge, and I think that you are a huge part of that. So again, we'd like to welcome you on the part of Rochester City Council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, special treat. I was told that you bumped into him outside.
He was wandering.
In these temperatures, he was just wandering. Yeah, okay. I'd like to introduce Mayor Carlos Carlot.
You're right, I was wandering. As a matter of fact, I was coming from another meeting and walking in with some packages, and Kathy Reber, who's been an associate of mine for a few years, and if I do anything wrong, it's her fault. I was walking with her usual bag, which contains the ribbon and scissors and things like that, and I said, "Where are you going? Where are you guys going?" "Well, we're going to the company that's going to have 100 jobs here pretty soon." I said, "I just read about that in the paper." I said, "And I couldn't figure out why we weren't having a ribbon cutting today." So you're cutting me out of this. No. You know, the usual stuff. But I did read about it in the paper and was thrilled, as my colleagues from the county and the city are, about this wonderful addition to our community. And in reading a little bit about you before I got here, as we were rushing in the car, finding out that you were from Atlanta, Georgia, or your company is founded there, made me think of my wife, who's in Savannah, Georgia. And she was complaining because it was only 62 degrees. And the sun was out and the sky was blue. And she played golf. And I think it was because their score wasn't very good that she was complaining. And I want to announce to everybody, particularly the media now, that not this weekend, but next weekend, 2 weekends from now, I'm going to go visit her for a couple of days. So I don't want you doing any stories about the fact that I'm out of town. This is full disclosure now. I'm trusting you with some inside information. One of the things that I read about, though, about your company, and I really couldn't believe this, Chris, because I was in the banking business for a number of years, as was Judy Sine, who works for the county. She and I were associates at the bank. You indicated that you can close a mortgage in 16.72 days.
That's correct.
Right? From the time that you receive all of the information, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And Judy, I don't think we could ever do it.
Not when you were bank president.
You set it up for you.
You see what happens when you're
Carlos.
acting mayor? I was the mayor. But I think the best we could ever do was about 30 days. And we were really pleased with that.
Yes, very good.
30 days is actually about half the time it takes our competition today.
Is that right?
Yes.
Boy, so anyway, and well, the other banks in the community couldn't match us at that time, because this is some years ago. But less about me and more about you. We are always excited when a new company comes to town that makes a commitment to this area. We're always happy when there are a few jobs that come with it. We don't always get a company that comes and says, gonna have 50 people here in 90 days, and our plans are to have 100 in maybe the next couple of years. So this is a real positive insertion into our community. And I should also tell you, the city used to be the only people that would give you something to remember these occasions by. Now the county. They've just buried us. But, you know, good thing they're friends.
Yeah.
But what they give it, you know, those are very special. Oh, tell me, because not everybody gets those, and not everybody gets these. And these, this is a way for us to welcome you here to the community, and we hope you will display this. And I know you will display those mementos, because we want this to be a very special day in your memory. And we're giving this to the foundation, the financial group, on January the 31st, 2011. Chris, congratulations.
Okay. I gotta tell you, Rochester does this right, because normally when we open, it's just us in an office. So we're usually on the phones right now, and we're just we're trying to get some business going. So this has been very special. The only other thing I wanted to say, my wife and I, she's actually from Caledonia, Mumford, which is also not too far from here. We left this area in 2003, and probably the most difficult decision we ever made, because everything we cared about was here. Today, though, it's like everything's come full circle, because I left here in 2003 to start this company in Atlanta, Georgia. And what was 8 people is 300, and now we're coming back, and you know, my position in this city is pretty insignificant considering what we're bringing back this time. So it really has worked out great for everybody. I wanted to give a special thank you to the 5 people who picked up everything in a warmer climate and came to Rochester to open up this center. Darren Ross, Dana Chen, Nick Hallis, Justin Nichols, and Lisa Ross. Between Jacksonville and Atlanta, Florida, there are people that all decided that the company meant enough to them, the opportunity meant enough to them, and they would learn to love Rochester like I used to, and like I still do. And from what I understand, I'm not getting very many complaints. I'm getting the early, holy cow, it's cold here.
That's not a complaint.
No, that's just a fact.
It's a fact.
The first 6 months of the year, that's just a fact. But I'm also getting, wow, it's cold here, but I'm really excited about this opportunity. And they're already raving about the fact that when you schedule interviews, they show up. Okay. When you're scheduled to have 9 people start on day 1, you get 9 people who sign in on the sign-in sheet. Very good indicators, okay? And it's why we're here, okay? And I also want to thank everyone who's come out today. I know you didn't have to be here. It helps us. I want to thank representatives from the media, because our goal today is not to drum up business. Our goal isn't to bring in customers or make the phone ring. Our goal is to let this community know that we're hiring. Everything from entry level to executive level. We're looking to grow as quickly as we can with quality people. And this is the best way for us to get that message out, aside from just doing what we do ourselves. And I also want to thank everyone, obviously, from the city and from the county who came out today. Family, friends, my in-laws are here from Attica. They made the trip out. Oh, they came here from Attica. I know where they live. My parents couldn't be here today. They wanted to, but ironically, they're at my house in Florida. Yeah. So, anyway, but I want to thank everyone for coming. Would anyone else, because everyone kind of showed up at once, and it was a little bit overwhelming. Is there anyone else who would like to say anything? Diane?
Are you looking at me?
Yes?
Well, I guess the only thing I would like to say, Diane Mendick, I'm one of the partners here at this building, and I just want to thank you so much for picking downtown Rochester. And I know when you were doing the, you were doing the search as to where you were going to go, you had other places in Brighton and, different places that you were thinking of. And, I said, well, they're never going to come downtown because the parking is free there. It's easy, it's free, and all this other, you know the drill on that. So when Buckingham called and said, you know what, they love your space, they're going to be here. I was really thrilled because I think that's your, you want to be here downtown, and I love to see your company because I don't think there's anyone over 35, maybe 30 over here. I don't know. You see us on this end, and then I'm looking at that, and, we're 39 over here. I'm not sure who said it. But I am so thrilled to see all you people here because I think you're going to love downtown Rochester, and I have a son your age, and he moved back from Pittsburgh here, and I think you're going to love Rochester. It is cold. I do agree with that, but I'm grateful that you made the decision to be here, and welcome here, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Anyone else? Okay. We actually have some refreshments, etc. after we do this, after we pull the ribbon down again. Actually, you did a heck of a job securing the ribbon.
I was short of a nail gun.
Now, this is something that I'm not used to doing, so this is where
We're going to defer.
This is where we're going to defer to the experts with the big gold scissors.
She probably could have the other side.
Yeah, that's the kind of weird thing.
Now we have the limbo.
Let's see how limber everybody is.
Got it.
Limbo lower now. Jesse has that. Oh. Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Yay!
Should I? Okay.
Come on, dear.
Alrighty.
All right.
Now we have multiple colors.
Well,
We get them both at the same time.
This is the city and county working together.
Yes.
How about that? So, should we do a countdown?
On three?
Oh,
We come both at the same time.
Here's what we're gonna
One.
Okay.
do. 3, 2, 1, cut.
Yeah, well, that was a trial run. You almost got me.
okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
3,
2,
1, cut.
All right.